Howdy peeps and peoples. Alright, today in this video right here we are finishing up on the long tall Tim job. I actually get done at some point. We got some big wood coming out of this thing. I get done cutting with Brutus. Derek had got done. He actually got his done by his drive shaft getting ripped out, but I didn't get no footage on it. I don't know why. I was busy. But he had to get his drive shaft fixed, and then so I finished cutting the property after his machine went down, and he got his drive shaft fixed and his cutter. Then I got done with Brutus, and then I grabbed Derek's cutter because I was gonna hopscotch him to the next job while Roger was actually doing some of my service for me. Thank you, Roger. You're a sweetheart, gentleman and a scholar, but don't nobody tell him that because I don't want to go into his head. But we was going to move Derek's cutter to the next job, Titus, and on the way, me and Big Daddy went past the non-landowner job, and I wanted to get out there and show how the non-landowner job turned out, which is looking daggone good. But then we go down to the property that we're trying to move to. Turns out it's wet. Didn't cover it. Don't know why. Spaced it. Sorry. But in turn, we're going to end up moving all the way up to the double-sided job up in Michelle. So this is kind of jumping around, and we're kind of light on the feet in this video, but it's got some Big Daddy in it. It's got some other stuff in it, so I hope y'all like this. Let's check her out. Oh my gosh. Look at that.
With limited carry options, responsible company.
Robin, hang on, let me shut this door. You say was in the footage in them that you took up?
Right now, in that portrait that I did measure up.
And this one's bigger?
Yep.
Wow. So he measured up one with 3,000 feet in it, and this one's bigger. That's some big old trees now. It's cottonwood, it ain't worth nothing, but it's a big hunk of nothing. Big old hunk of nothing. The rest of that stuff's all small ash and stuff like that, but the cottonwood's huge. Here comes Junkie through there. Him and Stevie's coming off the back end there. There's a load of short logs that in this. Another freaking whopper. That is a big boy. Whew. That's all the footage I got on the long tall Tim job. So now what's going to happen is this is like a day. This is the next day. And I don't know if I got the date down. I'm editing right now. I think I'll get the dates down so y'all know the dates. I'll try to get that at the beginning of the video there. But today is the next day after the footage you just seen. Derek got his cutter. See, while I was getting them videos of Robin pulling them big cottonwood in there, Derek was at the drive line shop. The same driveline shop you seen on the Dirt Perfect video when they was doing Lieutenant Dan. When they was doing the shafts on there, I think the video's named Somebody's a Good Man or something like that, where he's in a driveline shop. Derek had to go to that shop and get his drive shaft made for the buncher. Because he had a little, I think he tore a corner of the yoke out or something like that. I can't remember for sure. But meanwhile, Derek got his cutter fixed, long story short. Me and Big Daddy next day, we slap Derek's rig, because Derek gets his maintenance done, and we slap his rig up on the daggone float. And Derek gets in log truck, he starts trucking logs. I grab his cutter, Titus, and I take it to this next job, which goes past the landowner job. So this next footage you're going to see is me and Big Daddy stopping past the non-landowner job.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I went in there the other day to get I got my drone fixed. I need to go get some drone shots from spend a few hours to get drone shots from everything. Well, this is the yard we finished up. They want, you can tell them about it.
Huh?
You can tell them about it. Everybody wants you to see you on there more and they don't ever see us.
Well,
So here's our yard, how our yard finished up on the non-landowner's job.
yep. Yep. Of course, they're going to get firewood out of it, and that's a big deal. So anyhow, they got a good place to get the firewood shortly off the road. And the yard seeded back down and turned out good. Pretty proud of that. And I'm pretty proud to stand the timber in the select cut harvest job we done too.
Yeah. Derek does a hell of a lot better on that cutter than you think he could do, don't you?
He sure does.
The other day he made me I told Derek we was going through that last job, and I said I'm sitting there bragging on myself, drive through there, and Derek's timber looks better than mine does.
Of course, he gets some tough ones, but back out he's got.
Yeah, he has got it figured out. There's no doubt.
He's a good thinker. You know, I told Pee Wee years ago that he took to that thing about as quick as Sister Sarah took to the hard liquor. Well, anyhow, Derek's the same damn way, but he's really good.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And you got to know so much about timber cutting before you get in one and stuff, you know. And then, of course, then everybody's studying the ground and your runoff and how, when we're logging, Big Daddy's always got a big, you know, he's always corralling us. You know, this is the area that we're staying out of. This is the area we're going to skid out of, because when I put it done, when he gets it done, puts it back, it's got to go back right. And the whole time we're logging, the main thing on his mind is how do we get it back? How do we put the property back?
Yeah.
Which is a very big, you know.
Yeah, it's on my mind before I buy a patch of timber. Too. Okay, and then the next thing is the economics of what you've done for now and for the future. It's easy to look through the woods and see that the forester done a fantastic job.
Yeah.
But you know, we went a mile and a half by road back through here to stay out of people's yards, away from their septic systems and all kinds. Just out of sight over there is a bunch of new homes and damn good neighbors to each other and to the community they're in here. So we damn sure wanted this thought out well. So it had me scratching her head a bit. There ain't no doubt about
Yeah.
that.
Oh, you got the ugly of the log with a chunk pile when you're done, but they'll cut it up for firewood and stuff, and some of it will rot down and stuff.
Well, they'll share into it, but the guy,
Yeah.
the landowner, this particular landowner, wanted the wood, and he was glad to have it. Of course, he's got enough for everybody. But
Yeah.
hell, he just ain't tore into it yet because we took him a couple loads of wood. He just over
Yeah.
a quarter mile away.
Loaded it in the back of Tiny and hauled down the road taking him wood.
So anyhow, he's setting good for this winter, but he'll get into her. You can bet on that because he's in the wood business. So it'll look a lot different when he gets done.
Yeah.
And basically that's it. But they ain't no use covering the rest of her road now, but she looks pretty good with the leaves covering it up
Yeah.
now and the water bars.
Let's check the hill out real quick. We'll check this out real quick. I got a drone footage of this the other day. Had it on the damn drone. Then I crashed in the skid road and got ran over.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't. So I don't have drone footage of this, and I don't know how crazy people be about around their homes and stuff anyway. So I didn't want to. That is beautiful. That is our skid road. That is what, how, a month later?
Oh yeah.
This is a month after we left. This is the skid road. And Tater's your editing go-to show when we was using it. But here it is a month after we've used it. Look at, and there goes some whitetail. This is a month after we use it. Now this is sandy ground. Now Big Daddy made mistakes on water drainage. This would already show cutting and ruts and stuff like that, and it's nothing. There's no, it's a smooth. And the reason they wanted grass and stuff is because, you know, this is always going to be the skid road out of here, so it's took care of, you know, as long as these neighbors get along, unless people starts fighting. And never in this word from Roger Wade, don't fight with your neighbors. Get along with your neighbors. Always get along with your neighbors.
Yeah, you need each other pretty bad a lot of times in life.
The only time fighting with your neighbors works out if you're not looking to get anywhere. So try to get along with your neighbors, because stuff like this, these neighbors all benefited from this situation. Every one of them did.
Yes, they did, no doubt.
They helped each other get a big price out of their timber. And how bad, and y'all comment down below, how bad do you think the management is? Look up at there. Look up at the canopy. Do you see a bunch of busted crap? Do you see a bunch of skint up trees? There's one skint right there, but that's a yard tree. But I mean, so they got a professional logging job, even though there's a lot of stuff that's got to rot down yet, but they got a professional logging job because of the fact they get along with each other, and they put this together to where they made a large tract of timber out of a bunch of small tracts, so they could attract in larger larger money for the timber.
Oh, well, yeah, it's a big deal here on this, from our standpoint. First of all, Shaky here, which is his nickname, but anyhow, this is his land here, and he made this deal come together extremely good. He played a big part. The neighbors all played a big part in it. The conservation officer, the next one we go over here, he's very familiar with logging.
Yep.
So, and the whitetail was over on the neighbor, that's over in conservation officer.
Yep.
He's quite a hunter, so
I edited up that video from there the other day, you know, and I'm explaining how nerve-wracking it was cutting his timber, because his woods is his backyard, and he knows all the trees, he knows all the spots. Beautiful. Wheel it around and put the butt out towards the yard.
I want everything out of the yard.
Okay, you want to mow through there, but you want to still get to them. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it could be up in here ways, that's fine, just down the line where it's not in these
This trail should stay in good anyways. And boy, that makes it complex doing logging for something like that, because it's like a piece of his yard to him. So you got to take, you know, you wanted every little turn or twist or anything that went wrong. It was a double whammy, because you know that guy really focuses on it, you know.
And besides the normal harvest here, the ash that's getting ready to die is all, the money is to the landowner, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he'll find
instead of just rotting. Yeah.
So the ash, it needs to be in here for the ash anyway, but anyhow, they done a normal, regular harvest in it. Good land, grows good timber, and a good situation. 9 landowners at one time would scare anybody.
And I think we did good I think everybody's pretty, you know, you know, it's a big change what you're used to, so I don't know. We did our best to please everybody. All right, we'll get Big D moved. We'll get Big D moved to the new job. Get down the road. Now across this field, see what direction he goes. Oh, he's going left. Across this field, there's some moo cows. That's that line we cut down. Let me shut this off. I gotta make this tight turn. Well, hang on a second. Anyways, crossing them moo cows back there, that's when we cut that down that line. I wish we could have come back and looked at that, but that turned out really good. And that was one of the landowners too with the moo cows. The wonderful lady we cut the hard maple for right by our kitchen where I screwed up, that was her husband that runs them cows and stuff. Good people. This job, it was a very, I'm not going to bull mess you, it was a very stressful, meticulous job. But I couldn't say I was tickled to death with these landowners. I mean, I couldn't say anything more about the landowners. I mean, they was good to us. Some of them was real meticulous on a few knickknacks that they wanted, but it's their backyard. They want it just right because they're sitting in their house looking at right where we've been cutting. I mean, I can only imagine the faith that they had to put in us to get that job done. I'm sure they was concerned a bit when they was there doing it, but I think in the end, we got the seal of approval from everybody. I don't know, you always kind of worry when you leave, you know, are we leaving a bad taste in their mouth? Are they doing okay? But we tried to communicate with everybody as we got done. So when we left, hopefully we wasn't leaving nothing, no stone unturned, so to speak.
Okay, where I'm cutting through next was I had took Derek's rig up to the double-sided job and come back to get Tiny, and I think I took Tiny back to the mill, and then the next morning I would take it straight up to the double-sided job. For some reason, I don't know if I was just bitch-corded out or what, or it's just too hard to organize. Going into this double-sided job, you'll see it's, I think I did do some recording. You get into some tight country in there. And I didn't really have time for camera or taking time to do the camera thing because I was worried about getting in there just right and not run over an Amish buggy or making a mess somehow. So,
well, let's go scope things out. This the last machines off the long tall Tim job. We've been moving equipment today. And Robin and Junkyard, Big Daddy finished up to the yard Friday. It rained over the weekend. And Robin and Junkyard put the finishing touches on this thing today. Loaded out the last of the logs, put the finishing touches on it. So there's the last of the machines. Let's see how, now they had to finish this with a skidder. What was it, the boom? Let's see how they done. Robin and Junkyard's both experienced loggers, so I'm sure it'll work out pretty good. Oh yeah, did a fine job. I knew it'd work out good. Big Daddy was worried. He worries a lot. He guards his reputation pretty daggone good as far as doing a slick job on things. And it took me and Mama a while to talk him into letting loose and letting somebody finish his yard without him. And they did one heck of a job. Good job, Robin. Good job, Junkie. Daggone good. Well, I'm happy. Let's get rolling. We're already running about an hour late. Let's get rolling, headed towards home. Things are coming right together. Derek and Roger's actually logging on the next job, and Big Daddy's setting up a road system on the next job, getting prepped for the boom and everything. And in the morning, we'll be taking the boom to the next job. I don't know what the next job is going to be named. Two-sided poplar job, I think that's what we're calling it. But the two-sided poplar job, we'll be taking the boom in the morning. There's Chris and Stevie, they're finishing theirs. And then Stevie's taking what? Well, we got that, all the stuff thrown on my pit trailer up there, the stuff that's left over. And Chris has got to come back after a big grapple tomorrow. It's still sitting here. Better than that, we're all moved.
swing wide. to get around your tires.
Hi.